You see, professional, right? I'm gonna do it. I could be professional.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're welcome to another professional episode of the Bodacious Rant with Burn and Rye, because he's just being an idiot, of course, right before recording.
Well, they don't know. They can't say Ryan. Wait.
Yeah, they really don't know, and they probably shouldn't know. There's a reason why the CIA does what they do in the shadows, okay? We don't need to know everything. But... Well, guys, like I said, we have a lot more content coming at you. Specifically, today we're talking Ms. Marvel Episode 2. And before we jump into the spoilers, as always, or recently since I've been remembering to, don't forget to press that like button, give us ring the bell, and, don't be afraid to throw down a subscription. We do appreciate it, guys, especially the more views, That gives us life. It gives me a reason to wake up every day. Sort of, not really. I mean, I do look forward to it, but... I'm not
every like and view is one less reason for me to video game myself. Don't read too much into it, people.
No, I don't think I want to read into that. That's horrible. But oh man, I will say this. I definitely like this episode a little bit better than the last one. I think it had a lot more to do. I mean, obviously it does, just because it's furthering the plot as it goes on from the pilot. We got to see Kamala with have more of an interaction with I forgot her best friend's name. There's that dude. Nakia, thank you. Oh my god, I knew it was like Black Panther related. Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only reason I remember is because of the Lupita Nyong'o's character. It was like they have similar names, so I was like, easy to remember.
Yeah, I think we see more of her just because she seems a little more traditional than Kamala does, where she has like the hijab and stuff, but then at the same time she's also wearing like regular clothes too. So I thought I just like their moment together where after the little training montage, it kind of reminded me of very much like Spider-Man's like a training montage a little bit, where she's trying to learn her powers and stuff, kind of like in Homecoming, where he's stuck in that building. I forgot what it was for, but the people that take care of all this stuff. Oh my god, I really wish I remember the name. I can't think of it for the life of me, but it kind of reminded me a lot of that, where she's just, trying to figure out what the Bengal can really help her do. And like her buddy, I think her buddy's name is Ryan, right?
Bruno,
thank you. I don't know why I said Ryan. I was thinking of some other show. But Bruno, I love that he's like also by her, because I mean he was there when, her powers started happening at the Avengers Con. And very like Tony Stark, also Ned character for her, just the guy in the chair.
Very much a Ned comparison between her and Bruno and Peter and Ned. Just with the fact that I don't think Ned is romantically interested in Peter Parker, at least that we know.
You never know. Maybe he is. I mean, they never touched on it, but not to say it can't happen.
He was really trying to get in between, him and Zendaya. So I was like, maybe there is something there. I'm gonna go back and check.
I mean, he did. He was a third wheel, so it is possible. But, anyways, like I said, I love that little training montage she was doing, just really finding her limits. But when her and Nakia go to the mosque, that was also a very interesting scene. Just like, because I'm not Muslim or anything. I'm not really religious, but it was kind of a cool thing for them to see them go there, go through the whole thing. Very much similar to like going to church and stuff, especially when there's like kids and stuff on Instagram there, where I was like, wow, that's disrespectful. And her and Nakia are just talking in the middle of the I forgot what the guy's called. Oh my god, I can't think of it. But I guess the equivalent of a priest or something, or a preacher, but
the equivalent of a service, a church service. I don't remember what it was called in the show. I wish I remembered the terms, but like you, I don't have too much familiarity with the Muslim culture and the religion and stuff. But that's really cool that we're getting in this show, because there isn't a lot of American media, I would say, that touches on a lot of that, and it's really cool that we're getting that in a Marvel show, which has a lot of broad appeal. So it's one of those things, much like with Moon Knight, where I'm getting to learn a little bit more about different cultures, within the context of a superhero show. I think that's always really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad we're learning about it through. It's a good thing and bad thing that we're learning it through pop culture because I feel like that's the only way people
True.
really do it. Um, but it's also a bad thing because, man, I just feel so ignorant and uncultured. But you know what? What can you do? I guess just other than educate yourself. But um, and again, I loved I loved Kamala's confidence this episode. Like in the beginning, I don't have any pictures unfortunately of the beginning, but where she's just coming into school all confident. She played basketball with that dude a little bit and just really owning herself. I was like, damn, I respect that. That is pretty badass of her to do it. Um,
For a second, I thought it was like a dream sequence because everything like seemed to be going so well. It's like, okay, this feels like it's like one of those instances where in other like older high school movies where the person's imagining themselves being the cool kid. This is what that felt like to me. So when it was real, I was like, oh, okay, she's got a little bit of confidence in herself because she has powers and stuff.
I think that's all she needed, just to know she can do something cool. And I mean, she was already cool with the Sloth Baby production, but for her to know about the powers and stuff, I think was that boost she needed. And that's where she met this dude. Camera? What the hell was his name? God damn it! I gotta look it up real quick. I'm sorry.
I think it was like Kamaran or something like that.
Something like that, which was also another great scene. Like when they go to that party and he comes out of the pool.
Kamran.
I love
Yeah.
Kamran. Thank you. I just love the little doodles and stuff. The art behind this show so far, or the daydreaming aspect, is hilarious and just very well done because it's got the hearts, it's got everything going on, and she's just like, oh my god, he's so hot, and I'm just like, I guess, but
Yeah, it's a cool little visual touch that they've brought on. It seems like they're gonna continue it from for this whole season, and that's gonna be like part of the charm of the character. But I really do like that how things in the environment, like the graffiti and like the signs in last week's episode, and then now here like just little like doodles and stuff around him, and then later on on her bed and stuff. I was like that's such a really cool visual thing to like make it stand out from other Marvel properties.
yeah. But again, I still there was something as soon as like they started talking when they were driving in the car together because he bailed him out of a party. I was like, no, there's something up with this guy. I just don't trust this dude whatsoever. I'm always skeptical of like when the
When
main
someone's too
character's
perfect.
well, yeah, or when the main character's into some dude, like 16 Candles. I didn't trust the guy, but he ended up being cool. But that's only one instance, okay? That's not everywhere. Actually, Crazy Rich Asians is the another anomaly where the guy's actually good. It doesn't matter. I just
But
when
they're
they
the
were,
exceptions, not the rule. As we've seen in
Yeah.
80s movies and stuff, where it's like the cool guy love interest. Whenever they show any interest in the main character, it's because there's something bad's gonna happen. The shoe's
something
gonna
is
drop.
bad gonna happen. I'm just naturally paranoid as well about that. But whatchamacallit. Like I said, when they were having, they did reference. This was like the first show, not first show, but it's the first reference we've had for this episode where they're talking about their Bollywood movies and their interests, and it's like, don't tell me you're a Kingo fan too. It's like, oh shit, like, so the Eternals are, like, I mean, the Eternals haven't really been name dropped so far in anything, so it's kind of nice that they're getting name dropped, especially Kumail Nanjiani's character, because he was one of the highlights of that movie, especially. So
Yeah, and it makes sense too because his shtick of like sticking around for centuries was being this long line of Bollywood famous actors. So
Yeah.
the fact that they name dropped that a little bit here, that was really cool.
that was very cool. And like I said last episode, how I talked about I knew the mom knows something about that bangle that she didn't want anything to do with it. We find out in this episode there is more to it, where especially when the dad was telling Amir's fiance's like the story of how her mom and the big partition that happened in Pakistan, which I didn't realize was actually, I gotta brush up on my history on that because I didn't know there was a whole thing behind like Pakistan and Bangladesh. I thought that was very interesting. But the fact that when they said, oh yeah, she followed a trail of stars back to the train to get home, to get with her family, I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. I knew you freaking knew what that bangle was for. She's not going to admit it, but we know the mom definitely knows more, especially with the great grandmother's shame on the family and stuff, which I was like, damn, so the great grandma, I guess, had something to do with those. But I think it's very interesting that this phase of the MCU is really focusing on artifacts like that. Like we have the bangle, we have Shang-Chi's rings
10
and
rings.
stuff. Yeah, so it's like, what else is there like to happen? You know what I mean? Like what else is out there that's like all this old cosmic energy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, just because it adds a different style, like of element of superpower that we've gotten to. We've seen people in the first initial Infinity Saga how they get through they get their powers through external circumstances, and with this with these last two, Shang-Chi and now Miss Marvel, I like that they're digging into it in the way that they did also to a certain extent with Black Panther, where the power comes from an artifact that's deeply tied into their culture, and I do really dig that it makes it a little bit more personal. It gives it a sense of legacy to a certain extent. So it is really cool that they're introducing this sort of element to the superhero genre and to these characters.
Yeah, especially since that Bangle's energy output is very similar to Captain Marvel's output. Like, I mean, hers is a little more purpley than the movie itself was, but either way, I'm digging it. And just the whole little mosque, I forgot what it was called, but it was basically like a festival for all the attendees of the mosque and stuff to meet up. And I love that
Yeah.
Nakia is on the mosque board. She's trying to promote herself.
Yeah,
The interaction with her and Kamal's dad was perfect. Just pure.
it was great.
The best political thing I've ever seen done, where she's like, I really appreciate it, but he's my best friend. Well, I'm your daughter's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to deny your daughter, the future generations of women that? And it's like, oh my God, he fucked her up with that one.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to stand in the way of women, would you? Like, you just like, oh shit, like, no, I don't want to.
Especially
and
like
he's such a sweetheart too. You could just read it in his face, like oh no, what do I do?
She got him on that whole immigrant thing. Like, you came to America for us to be our own selves and to be better. Are you going to stop your daughter from being better? It's like, God damn it, she has a point. And just I forgot what it was called. That phrase they were using, but I looked it up and it was like good festival, like have a good one kind of at that thing. And I was like, you son of, like, she just threw that on Eid Mubarak. That's what it is. Just. Oh my God, that was the perfect thing I think that was my favorite scene of this whole episode. Just that little exchange she had.
Yeah, it just shows she has a natural knack for it, because she has that other interaction with one of the food vendors, and he's like trying to like cut a deal with her to promote her and stuff. And she's like, man, politics is so dirty. It's like, well, you seem to be pretty good at it though, like being able to talk to people, and it seems to like get some votes on your side.
And they were also hinting at the Illuminati from Doctor Strange by calling the Illuminantes basically a group of ants that really gossip in the mosque. And I just like that they were getting everybody. There was all kinds of people there. There was the converted, where it's like a couple like white guys or something converted or got married into it. There's all the Insta-click, all the kids that are obsessed with Instagram and social media, the mosque. It was just great to see, like, it's another thing to relate. Like, I'm sure there's people at churches that have their own cliques like that within the church. And
yeah, for sure.
Or like temple and stuff. So I thought that was hilarious. But and just the dick from the superhero affairs thing, man. How they got that chick from school that was also really into Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, it was such a cringe line. I mean, it was very well done, but it was also just the truth of it, where they were saying, oh, okay, you need to check all temples, you need to check all community centers and all mosques, like the FBI, but do it carefully because the FBI is watching it all. It's like, God, that's so fucked up.
Yeah, like they're already under surveillance because of the religion that they are, and certain events have happened in the past. It's like it still hasn't gone away, that stigma and stuff. And I mean, it's realistic. It very much ties into a lot of the xenophobia that's gone on ever since 9/11. So it's like, yeah, like that would make that line of dialogue. It might cut some people, but it's true. Like, it makes sense. So it's like, it sucks. Like it's like, man, that they're just, it's unfortunate. It really is.
Yeah, I'll trigger all the racists out there. It's like, that's not true. That's not a thing. It's like, no, it still is. It's very much.
Yeah.
And that sucks. But anyways, that was just, I can't stand him. He's already a good villain because I hate him so much more from Spider-Man.
He came after our Peter, and he failed, all right? And now he's coming after our Kamala? Nuh-uh.
Thanks to Mr. Murdoch.
It's like, stay away from young people, all right? Don't, like, quit being mean to the kids.
Seriously, because she's only like 16 or something in this show. Peter's only a few years older than she is, so it's like, damn, dude.
I think he's only like 18. He's just going off to college. It's like, yeah, these are young kids.
Not anymore, because nobody knows who Peter Parker is, so he's got to get his GED again. I remember that from the movie. I was like, fuck, he's got to go through all that shit again? Like, it's a waste of time, but whatever. And this was another, like, just a crazy way to end it. Very similar to the last one where she doesn't control all of her powers, and that Bangle's really trying to tell her something. Like, when they were having dinner, she had that whole vision of, I think it's supposed to be her great-grandmother in the thing. Very much like Atlantis, the Lost Empire, where it's like the spirits of all those who were taken by the diamond were in that diamond. I think that's the woman that's like at dinner, and then at the mosque where that kid almost fell. It stopped her. Like, it's like saying, hey, like, you need, I don't know what it's supposed to mean. Either it's a warning or it's like saying, hey, I'm here with you. Couldn't get a finger on that, but after she escapes the mosque and stuff from getting caught, just, dude, I now we know what happened to the drones from Spider-Man. I thought they disposed of them, but that whole CIA of superheroes is using it to hunt down these enhanced individuals, which is just fucked up. Very actually a great way to segue into mutants, and those could be the future Sentinels. You know what I mean?
I mean that does serve like as at least a little bit of a lead in to that. I would think just them leveraging that technology to sort of, like you said, go after these superheroes that pop up. It makes sense. It's pretty smart on their end to utilize this Stark tech that they've confiscated from Quentin Beck and Peter. It just makes sense that they would go ahead and use that to their advantage instead of just disposing of them. So yeah, it does set the groundwork that there's at least going to be a section of the government that is going to be apprehensive of new superheroes that do pop up. So yeah, like you said, it's laying the groundwork at least for something similar to that for when at some point when the mutants come into play, there'll be something in there that will lead to some conflict at certain point, because like you said, there's a lot of hero worship that's going on right now. There's an Avengers con, there's people that glorify these superheroes. So if mutants were to exist in this world as it stands currently, there doesn't seem like there would be a lot of conflict with that, so they kind of have to sort of build that up now if they want to go down that route with the mutants, which I think they should, because that's very integral to the mutants as a whole, and what they sort of represent in the grander scheme of things. So yeah, they got to start laying the groundwork for all that before they introduce them, I think.
Absolutely. And then again, my gut served me well with that dude, where she does escape from those FBI wannabes, and the guy, and there's a woman in the back of that dude's car. She's like, "Oh, I know a lot about you, Kamala." It's like, or finally glad to meet you. It's like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, "Oh, I want you to meet my I think it was his mom or his aunt. I think it was his mom, right?" Yeah.
Yeah, he said it was his mom.
Yeah, I want you to meet my mom.
Because he was talking about her, like, when they were having lunch together at some point, which was a funny scene with her brother running into them and stuff. But yeah, it was he was making hints about, like, something that him and his mom were very close. So we'll see how this, like, relationship ties into whatever's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, like, that was just Kamala's face was perfect. Like, what? You lied to me? Just how dare you? The betrayal on her face was perfect, but oh man, other than that, I mean, that was really all that caught me. Again, I love the supporting cast. Like, the cast of her family is great. Amir, like you said, he is hilarious. I think funnier in this one because we see him with his fiance. The dad is just always so lovable. And the mom, we're starting to understand her a little bit more. Why she's so kind of strict with Kamala, and she's trying to be in the present. Like, she's not trying to remember her family and stuff, the great shame that her great grandma brought on to her family. So
Yeah, I think she sort of like sees those elements that remind her of her mother, or was it her mother or her grandmother? Was this it was her mom, right?
Well, I assume if it's her,
Kamala's grandma is the one that was the one that they were.
well, they kept calling her great grandma, so I assume it's her mom,
It's her mom's
like
grandma.
Kamala's mom's grandma. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think she probably sees a lot of that in Kamala and doesn't want her to go down that path because of how people refer to her as being this blight on the family name. So yeah, you get a little bit more of a better sense of why she acted the way she did in the first episode. But yeah, all the entire cast is so really well realized. Like they feel like real people, and it feels like we're just joining into this world, and they've been existing for a good amount of time. And they feel really fleshed out, and they're all interesting in their own ways, which is nice.
Yeah. Again, I'm starting to like it more and more. I definitely can't wait till next week for sure. I always have something to look forward to on Wednesdays and Fridays now, which is nice. But
Yeah.
that's pretty much all I got, Burn. Anything else that you caught or popped out at you?
No, not that I don't think that we covered. Just well, I'm curious to see where this goes. I've been intentionally sort of stayed away from researching more on Kamala and the other characters surrounding her because I kind of want to go into this with the limited knowledge I have, just so I don't have any preconceived notions. Like I think when some characters got introduced, people with knowledge knew how certain things were going to play out already in this episode. So I'm glad that I can kind of go into it dark, and just sort of like take it for what it is, and what it has been so far has been really entertaining. And like you said, I'm very much looking forward to continue watching this on Wednesdays.
Absolutely. Everybody, like I said, have you started, what are you guys feeling about this show so far? Are you liking it? Are you hating it? Is it boring? Is it awesome? We'd love to know in the comments, so don't be afraid to throw that out there. Until next time, guys, like I said, we got more of The Boys coming at you. We got Lightyear coming out. Again, the summer is steamrolling right through with entertainment, so stay tuned, and as always, stay bodacious and keep on ranting, and we'll see you guys on the next one for sure.
Yeah, everybody, no signs of slowing down, so we're gonna keep going at it, and in between all those times, as we always say, be good and be safe, and catch y'all on the next one.